Hello everyone, welcome back to My Language Paradise with me, Emily, and today is going to be a very special day because after pretty much not having studied any Italian for 6 months, I am analyzing my very first sort of Italian conversational class, and we kind of get into some stuff that is a lot more harder than I expected it, but we'll see how I do. It is important to note that I did have other videos of me speaking in Italian. You can find them here and here. Now, after having studied abroad in Italy from about January 2017 up until, I think, July 2017, I did take a break for the summer in the United States. Obviously, I wasn't using any Italian or other languages, German at the time, just during that break. And then after that, I think from August or September of 2017 up until the next year in 2018, I was pretty much in Germany. So I never really went back to Italy itself. I did find some native speakers of Italian. Sometimes we did speak in Italian, which was great, sometimes not. So it was really a lot less focus on Italian after that. So of course, it being 5 years ago, you are going to notice a difference between me speaking now in a conversation versus when I was speaking back in those two videos, which were made a lot more closer to the time that I had been to Italy. And we will see, I guess, how advanced I said I was and how that kind of changed over time, because I'm here to tell you it definitely did change. And again, if you have been following me for a while, I have not been speaking Italian in the last, I think, like 6 months. So that's another layer that we need to consider when we are listening to this too.
Come stai? Tutto alla grande. Sono un po' stanca. Sono le 8 di mattina. Ho pensato di dover riservare una lezione un po' più tardi.
So here, I was definitely struggling to think about the difference between Spanish and Italian. You'll see I said tardi, which, yes, is correct, but I was really wanting to say like tarde, como en la tarde, just like in Spanish, super similar, and I think that it's been a pattern of mine, especially since I'm speaking these languages less and less, to then mix up more easily Spanish and Italian words.
Ogni volta perché sono veramente stanca, ma ci riesco.
Sei stanca, ma perché il lavoro nuovo ti stanca un po', però.
So here I'm about to talk about my new job.
In realtà non è così faticoso, perché abbiamo aperto tipo lo studio e l'edificio in generale la settimana scorsa, e sempre con gli studi di ballo. Gli studenti che si sono iscritti non sono così tanti all'inizio.
So here, I probably, if I had been closer to my Italian semester, I remember a phrase that I really, really liked to say because it helped me remember a more advanced grammar structure. And for everyone who's studying Italian out there, you'll know a little bit more what I'm talking about, but also if you study a Romance language, it's just that particle about ne. I probably would have said, instead of saying just non ci sono tanti, I probably would have said non ce ne sono tanti, because that ne is also indicating a part of something. Not going to go too specifically into grammatics here. Ci sono tanti is a more simplified version of that. So again, I was talking about my grammar going down a little bit and not really having a lot of flexibility with more advanced grammar structures and using them in more of a active way. I would have definitely understood ce ne sono tanti in a more passive way, but again, part of my level going down and for everyone else's levels going down in general over time is you do lose a little bit of that more advanced grammar structure. Just the reality. And I still got the point across, but again, I am speaking a little bit slower as well.
Ha molto senso perché siamo una nuova impresa. Comunque io so che nel futuro, forse fra 1 mese, 2 mesi, i numeri dei studenti si alzeranno.
Again, I think I used the wrong article, so it should have been gli studenti and not, or degli studenti instead of dei studenti.
Il concetto è perfetto per le famiglie, per esempio, che hanno delle figlie molto piccole, perché, non lo so, le nostre lezioni si trattano sempre delle principesse e della fantasia, e sì, si tratta anche della tecnica di danza, ma c'è una concentrazione più grande sulla fantasia, quindi non si vede molto questo concetto in altri studi di ballo, penso, quindi sì.
Ah, bello, allora è anche innovativo. Ma la pubblicità è basata sul passaparola?
È come facciamo la promozione per lo studio?
Esatto.
Sì.
Esatto, la pubblicità.
Yes, definitely. Here, again, as I said before, I usually will confuse more words or phrases that sound similar between Spanish and Italian, the less that I speak them. And in this sense, faire la promotion is actually French. So I was trying to say promozione, like the French do, but it's fare la pubblicità instead in Italian.
Sì, c'è questo... penso di... forse, come si dice? Penso che a questo punto la mia boss... sì, la mia boss...
La mia capa.
Yes, so here I was definitely again referencing to German because we say der Boss in German, and I guess capo didn't really occur to me anymore. Honestly, I probably should have said at the beginning, I confuse all of my languages with other languages as I learn them or dislearn them, unlearn them in certain contexts for sure.
Sì, la mia capa si tratta di... Oh no, questo è spagnolo. Prova a fare la pubblicità tutta sola perché io mi preoccupo di tutto nello studio e come funziona di tutto e per esempio quanti vestiti, perché c'è tipo una piccola un piccolo negozio, possiamo dire, che vende anche i vestiti in generale, quindi io mi preoccupo dei vestiti che si vende in questo piccolo negozio di fronte allo studio di ballo.
So again, that should have been, I'm pretty sure che si vendono, because I was talking about plural instead of singular.
No, è tipo è un po' mescolato, forse. Penso la mia capa fa la pubblicità nel senso che forse 2 o 3 settimane fa abbiamo partecipato in un evento molto vicino a un lago che un'altra organizzazione svolge in questa parte del lago. Sì, esatto, perché questo gruppo si trova sempre in questo stesso posto, ma è più forse questa organizzazione è più adatta ai figli.
Yeah, I think I was really wanting to say like adecuado, adecuada. I have no idea, but definitely not adatto. Took me a while.
E alle famiglie dei figli, perché ci sono solo madri che ci partecipano, no? Con i suoi figli. Sì, quindi è tipo, come si dice, le madri che restano a casa. C'è una parola più adatta? Oppure?
Ma le possono dire no, le lasciano, restano a casa. No, va bene così.
Sì, è impegnativo, ma ok, non sfortunatamente, è il contrario.
Fortunatamente, senza
Fortunatamente, esatto. Fortunatamente esistono questi tipi di gruppi per loro, e io ci ho partecipato con la mia capa perché abbiamo cercato di dare una lezione gratuita, praticamente gratuita, per forse attirare più attenzione al nostro studio. E ha funzionato perché c'erano delle madri che si interessavano e si sono iscritte alla fine. È possibile fare la pubblicità su Instagram, per esempio, è molto popolare, e inviare qualcosa attraverso la posta è una possibilità, ma non funziona così spesso. Ma sì, principalmente Instagram e gli eventi vicino allo studio, perché non avrebbe molto senso di partecipare in eventi più lontani dal nostro studio, ecco. Ma io ho molto tempo libero ogni giorno, perché ci sono tipo 3-4 studenti come massimo ogni giorno.
Al massimo, esatto.
Yes, here I was trying to sort of translate what I knew in Russian to be true, как максимум, but it is al massimo in Italian.
Secondo me, non lo so, la mia capa mi ha detto una volta, ma io non voglio essere là sempre, perché so che tu ci penserai, qualunque cosa che ci sia, tu ci riuscirai. E io mi sono detta, ma questo è magnifico, perché io non voglio essere sorvegliata tutto il tempo. È presente, ma non c'è sempre.
Perfetto.
Questo sabato scorso, quando la mia capa c'è stata solo un'ora al massimo nello studio, e poi lei se n'è andata,
Ecco.
perché ha un figlio a casa che ha solo 2 anni e ha voluto prendere cura di lui.
Prendersi cura.
Yes, right there. And I remember there are always a lot of words in different languages that I remember I was just so used to using, especially when I was talking super fluently when I was in Italy and I had more opportunity to just talk more in general with other people. Prendersi cura di qualcuno, that was definitely a very often used phrase by me. But again, I have not had pretty much any opportunity to talk about that. And sometimes even with self-talk that I really encourage, and having conversations with yourself, I mean, I can't hit every single thing and every single topic. So I have not used that in a very long time. Forgot it was reflexive.
Ero da sola dopo questa classe che ha avuto solo una studentessa. Non ero triste, forse. Non ero triste.
Brava, esatto, sì, non ero dispiaciuta, puoi dire.
Non sarà così per sempre, ma all'inizio la mia capo mi ha detto non ho le aspettative che tu lavori ogni singolo minuto del giorno, perché non c'è molto da fare.
So here we are about to get more into more technical language, which I was not prepared for. Taxes and businesses in the US. And I've actually never talked about this in Italian before, not even when I was in Italy, even when I was more fluent. So we will see how this goes.
Se esistono incentivi.
Brava, incentivi.
Che io sappia, ci sono come dire, per quanto riguarda i tassi delle beneficie.
Le tasse.
Again, just forgetting certain, I guess, genders of words. Even that happens to me still in German, which I would consider my best language out of everything.
Il governo mi ha permesso di fare lo stesso con le mie tasse, ma ogni anno, forse il 15 di aprile, ogni anno,
Sì.
le tasse devono essere registrate e entregate.
Sei tu che consegni il foglio per le tasse.
Yeah, so here definitely confusing consegnare, which is sort of like to turn in for Italian, and then entregar, which is like the very first word that I used also for the same meaning in Spanish. And you see how I will kind of, I guess, Italianize things when it sounds right in my head, but maybe not so much.
Sì,
Quello lo
oppure...
controllano.
Sì, esatto, forse io posso pagare qualcuno che ha più di esperienza,
Commercialista, quindi, un bravo commercialista.
ok. Come un contrattore indipendente è possibile dire su questo foglio di tasse, ma io non devo al governo così tante tasse quest'anno perché ho pagato molti soldi per il mio business e per questo quello che ho pagato non conta come tasse al governo, è tipo un write-off.
Allora, tu per contrattore intendi libero professionista?
Sì, esatto.
Right, so my tutor here is definitely helping me with more specific terms. Notice how I'm still making myself heard in Italian so that she knows what I'm trying to say.
Ah, e poi scusami, il foglio delle tasse si chiama dichiarazione dei redditi.
Ok.
O anche dichiarazione.
Invece di pagare il completo 15.3% è possibile dire no, ma io ho già speso $50 per le mie scarpette di danza e io non devo il governo.
Lo scalo allora, lo scalo dalle tasse.
So after that, it gets into more personalized information. So just for privacy reasons, I'm going to stop it there. However, I do want to note with all of this, now that we've gone all the way through it, I would have probably considered myself when I was in Italy about a C1, right? I was using the language a lot of the time. I had a lot of, Italian language channels on, a lot of the music as well. And I still think I would have probably said I was a C1 at that point. I probably would have been fine at an Italian university because I'm pretty sure that's the level that you need. Now, I would probably rate myself as a B2, which would be high intermediate. And why I say that is because I have lost a lot of the active specific vocabulary that you do need in order to reach that kind of level. Like you're not, circumventing all the time. However, B2, and I really like B2, no hate to it. I love it. It's usually one of my top goal to be in at least all of the languages that I want to be serious in, because B2 is no joke. Like, you still have the capacity to talk around your point and still get to stay in the language while still making yourself heard and comprehended by a native speaker. And of course, I'm glad that she gave me, all of the very specific terms that I was searching for. But the main thing is, and I'm very proud of myself, being able to talk around that and get my point across. Really, the most important thing that I do want to drive through with this is being kind to yourself, right? So, it's possible to maintain your language to a pretty high level, even after a long period of not having been back to the country that you were studying in, where you did have a lot of contact with native speakers all the time. Again, it's natural to drop down to a level if there are other things in life that are your priority. I prioritized Russian and Arabic at the same time, as well as listening to videos in English about personal finance and development during that really long, 6-month pause where I barely did anything with other languages. I could have used that time for Italian or other languages, but I didn't. And that's okay, I accept reality, and I know that I could definitely work myself back up to C1 should I definitely need that. But for me, it's important for my viewers to know reality. I know you probably know of a few language influencers who love showcasing their language skills, speaking however many languages. One of them is me. If you have seen my most viewed video on this channel, and it's the most viewed for a reason, right? But I think that it's important to remember not all of these learners can maintain perfect perfect levels while never forgetting a lot of simple words even 24/7. That's impossible, right? We're all human. And especially as you get older and you have to fit new priorities and shift current ones, it's so important to note you can still be fluent in a language and still not know absolutely all of the vocab that you need. You see how I talk around myself. It's something that I have never talked about neither in Italy nor here. I really talk about it a lot in English either. So it was definitely a challenge, but those are the main points that I wanted to drive home with this video. Please let me know how you found this video if you do like this kind of format, because I could definitely do this with all of the rest of my languages that I have not studied in about 6 months and film my very first conversation video in each of those languages for you. Let me know in the comments, and if you're studying Italian as well, what you thought, and we will see each other very soon in another video. Bye!